from one of the advanced manuals in that legacy program. And she's asked that I read exactly what she wrote for her introduction because it's so important. Her title is Persuasion and Manipulation. Toastmasters International has a persuasive influence path. And on that path, one does several activities around understanding ethical leadership. Not everyone is on this path. Nonetheless, you should understand the intention behind the resources that are available to you on your journey. Our next speaker is giving the number 2 speech from the manual Speaking to Inform. Please help me welcome Monique Fontaine.
What I love about Toastmasters is that I'm always learning something. I'm learning about myself, and I'm learning about others. The more time I spend up here in front of you, the less it becomes a struggle to survive until that green light comes on. And the more it becomes about a conversation. As the fear of public speaking fades, I spend a little bit more time listening to my words and the impact they have, and I spend also more time listening to others' words and the impact they have on me and the impact that they have on you. I will talk to you today about persuasion versus manipulation. Sometimes the difference can be hard to tell, but it's anchored in ethics. When I'm done, I hope you have a greater awareness of what you're saying to others, what your impact is, and what others are saying to you. I have a little example of persuasion versus manipulation. You and I are going for a walk. We need hats. We have only 2 hats. And I'm going to persuade you to wear this hat. This hat was knitted by my grandmother. It's fine Dutch wool. It's very well constructed. It's long on the side of the face. I have to put it on, right? It's long on the side of your face. It will cover your ears. It has a tie that you can tie around your neck to hold it on. This hat will stay securely on you. This is a good hat for you to wear today. You look out the window. It's a windy day. I am persuading you to wear this hat because I know you're going to be more comfortable. And it's going to stay on your head. But if you look out the window and it's a rainy day, you know that I'm manipulating you because I want to wear the hat that's going to keep my head dry. What is persuasion? Persuasion is about good intention. It's about transparency and it's about benefit. You want to convince somebody to see your point of view with the evidence that you have because you think it will benefit them. And what is manipulation? Manipulation is to fool or control somebody, to have them believe something that may be detrimental to them or may just not provide a benefit to them. And it's important to understand that difference. Sometimes it can be subtle. In the resources that we have, this is the Legacy Manual, Company Communication Manual. There's a couple of projects in here. There's one in here that's Persuade with Power. And there's a lot of wording in here that's very strong, and it teaches you to be very persuasive. You must arouse listeners' interest, help them assimilate new information, provide the proof they need to change their minds, and guide them to form new beliefs. That's very powerful. There's a lot of powerful words in here. I think that the important thing about Project 9 is coupling it with Project 10. Project 10 is inspiring your audience. In the new Pathways Guide, there's a activity about ethical leadership. But in the old one, you have to couple these two projects together because it's more about inspiring and more about providing benefit to others. So this is a very important piece of what I think that you're learning in Toastmasters, is what you're saying and what the impact of your words are, especially with these two projects. You are here in this room to gain control over your demons and find your voice. On this journey, you're also developing a very powerful weapon, your voice. Don't be nebbish about this. Pay attention to the Toastmasters activities. Sometimes it's easy to sort of run through and try and grab what you're trying to get out of it, but read through those words and understand the intention behind what you're trying to learn to do. They're geared towards persuasion, towards transparency, towards benefiting others. Please follow your moral compass as you go along this journey. If someone tries to persuade you to take this hat, take a look outside. Is it windy? Is it rainy? Mr. Toastmaster.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest. This was Monique's speech number 2 in the advanced manual. This isn't the advanced manual. This is the evaluation guide. There is an advanced manual, and as she said, this is part of the legacy program. We are transitioning to an all modern internet version. But this is a wonderful project. This is called Resources for Informing. And the purpose is to focus the attention on the audience's level of knowledge with a topic that is of interest to them, build a supporting case, and effectively use visual aids. And I thought you did all of those very effectively. The hats were fantastic. And you began with what I love about Toastmasters. Very effective beginning. We're all Toastmasters, so obviously it grabbed us, or with the exception of those who are not yet Toastmasters. And your first main example was with regard to the hat, and you used it in a very effective way to show the difference between persuading and manipulating. The subject was very much of interest. The CC manual also appealed to Toastmasters, and I thought that your conclusion was very effective in bookending with the hat example. Now, you would ask me to take a look at this as possibly eventually being an international speech. So I think there are a few things that you could have done that would have ramped it up to that. The first would be to make the hat story a little more specific and personal. And my suggestion on that would be for you to be the victim of this. And you're going hiking with your friend, and your friend has these 2 hats. And they say, and they persuade you with respect to keeping your head warm, as you did. And then you go outside and it's raining. And then you realize that they were just manipulating you into that. My second suggestion is to have more examples, specifically some personal examples, and if you're brave, maybe some political examples. And I know we try to shy away from that. But in politics, there's persuasion and there's manipulation. An example of persuasion, one of the best examples I've ever seen, was Mr. Rogers testifying before Congress many decades ago, before a hostile committee that was going to defund the public station. And he, in a very gentle but persuasive manner, flipped a senator who was against him by showing him what the benefit of what he did was. Alternatively, Those who appeal to fear and other negative emotions are really manipulating the audience. That would be another example. But overall, your confidence is just outstanding. Your body language and vocal variety shows that you've really absorbed so much of the Toastmasters program, and it's a delight to see that, and I look forward to many more.